So today we're learning about patterns, and we're going to be doing some examples. So in example A, it says 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, and then there's two missing numbers that we're trying to find. So what we should do is look at the previous numbers and see if we can find a pattern. So let's see. 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 2 is 4, 4 plus 3 is 7, not 8. So we're most likely not doing addition for A. Let's try multiplication. 1 times 2 is 4. 1 times 2 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. And 4 times 2 is 8. This means that multiplication is most likely our pattern. And what we're looking for is multiplying by 2 specifically from each number. 8 times 2 is also 16. So this means the next two numbers are probably going to be the product of 16 times 2, and then the last number is going to be the product of whatever 16 times 2 is, times 2. So 16 times 2 is 32, so that means 32 goes in this blank, and then 32 times 2 is 64. That means 64 goes in this blank. 64 and 32 is what we're assuming to be long, and we can kind of make sure that this is correct, because if we go on our solution, 1 times 2 is 2, 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8, and 8 times 2 is 16. 16 times 2 is 32, and 32 times 2 is 64. And these two were our missing numbers. So that means that we got it correct. Now let's look at B and find a different pattern. So 1 times 1 is 1, 4 is equal to 2 times 2, 3 times 3 is 9, 4 times 4 is 16. So this means we're probably going to be doing 5 times 5 for the next number, and then after that 6 times 6. So if we're doing 5 times 5 for the first number, and then we do 6 times 6, 5 times 5 is equal to 25. 25 goes into the next blank. Then after that, we do 6 times 6. And 6 times 6 is equal to 36. So 36 goes into the next blank. Let's check if we got it right. So if we go on B, yes, 1 is equal to 1 times 1, 4 is equal to 2 times 2, 9 is equal to 3 times 3, 16 is equal to 4 times 4, and the two missing numbers, 25 and 36, are correct. So now we're going to do some more example problems, but these are a bit more challenging. So if we look at A, you may not think that they're a pattern really, but what we notice is that these are all products of 3s. They're all multiples of 3. So what we can assume is that this pattern probably has something to do with 3. So let's see. 24 divided by 8 is 3, but then there's nothing else to really go off of. So let's see if we can try adding and subtracting 3. So 24 minus 3 is not 3, and 24 plus 3 is not 3. Let's try skipping a number and going on to the next. 24 minus 3 is equal to 21, and 3 plus 3 is equal to 6. So what this means is that this is probably the pattern, and it continues. 21 minus 3 is 18. So this kind of confirmed that our pattern is adding 3 and subtracting 3, but skipping a number in the middle. So then if we do 18 minus 3 again, that would get us 15. And remember, we have to skip one, so we're going to go on to the next blank. And this means that this last blank is going to be 15. Then our next number is 6. So if we go back to 6, because we're skipping 18, we're probably going to add 3. So 6 plus 3 is 9. That means we have 9 in the first blank. So now if we look at our solution, it's correct. If we look at A, 24 minus 3 is equal to 21, 3 plus 3 is equal to 6, 21 minus 3 is equal to 18, 6 plus 3 is equal to 9, and 18 minus 3 equals 15. As we can see, these arrows kind of tell us that we're skipping a number in the middle. So that's why we're not doing 3 plus 3 and adding it to the 21. We're skipping the 21 and doing 3 plus 3, which is getting our 6 for the next number. So that's how we find patterns. This is the end of the lecture, and thank you for listening.